will take on the issue of terror financing. The New York Times reporting that European governments pay ransom for hostages under the guise of humanitarian aid. The money goes to the terrorist coffers. The Times found Al-Qaeda and its direct affiliates have taken in at least $125 million from kidnappings since 2008, of which $66 million was paid just last year. Here's the breakdown of ransom payments. Almost $60 million came from France, Qatar and Oman, 20 million. Switzerland, 12 million. Spain, 11 million. Austria, 3 million. Germany, not a full listing, not a full accounting, but they paid out some really big bucks. Joining us from Capitol Hill, Senator John Barrasso, who is on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, does the payment of such huge amounts perhaps encourage more kidnapping?
Well, I think it does, because I think we're seeing the kidnapping focused on people from the countries where ransom is paid, which is why the U.S. as well as Britain has been so few, because we refuse, at least up until recently, to negotiate or deal with terrorists. But look where this money is going, Stuart. They're using it to recruit others, they're using it for training, and they're using it for weapons used by the terrorists.
Can you do anything about, you're on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, can you do anything about this other than publicize it?
Well, we publicize it. We want to make sure that the U.S. doesn't do this sort of thing. But we saw this with President Obama when he released the 5 terrorists from Gitmo in return for the U.S. soldier. And I think that just would encourage the terrorists to try to take U.S. hostages. That's my concern. So I would say that the answer is do not negotiate with terrorists, do not pay ransoms, because those people who are looking to get the ransom money, they know who pays, and that's who they're targeting. And right now it looks like specifically the French.
Real fast, did you know about this beforehand? You're on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Was this a shock when you saw this in the Times this morning?
Well, I think it was a surprise to everyone on Capitol Hill to see how much money is involved. When you see the 3 suitcases with $5 million, the way the money is counted out on blankets, and the way that the countries who are paying it try to disguise it by having it listed as humanitarian aid.
Senator, you got an editorial in today's Investors Business Daily. You're pretty harsh about Senator Reid. You say he's blocking progress on energy, jobs, corporate taxes. Make your case. You got 30 seconds, Senator.
There are dozens of bills that have passed the House that are sitting in the Senate right now, and they passed with bipartisan, good numbers of Democrats as well as a majority of Republicans, that could put more Americans to work today if Harry Reid would allow a vote. He's not allowing the votes. There are at least 10 right now that would improve jobs and the economy, that have to do with education, with energy, with health care, and with government red tape. We should pass those before we go on recess.
You know, Senator, in response to the GDP report this morning, the White House is out with a statement saying the president is trying to get these measures, especially for infrastructure spending. They say he is trying to do this. Is Senator Reid blocking everything?
Well, Senator Reid takes his direction from President Obama. I believe the president has his fingers crossed on this one. He does not want bills coming from Congress to his desk. What we're seeing is President Obama, I believe, telling Senator Reid to continue blockading amendments and bills. They're stacked up now in the Senate. If the president wanted to act on these, you can be assured that Harry Reid would call for the votes. We could get 60 votes today on each of these 10 bipartisan bills if Harry Reid would allow the vote in the United States Senate.
That's quite a big number. Senator John Barrasso, thank you as ever for joining us, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stuart.